Alaska is frozen to the core.
There's some freak storm coming in. Just because it's 40 below, so got to go out and do your job. We need to go and get out there before it gets worse.
And conditions are grim.
If he's not prepared, he could already be dead.
For a man lost in the wild.
We need to find him. He's in for a fight of his life tonight.
It's not a search and rescue, it's a body recovery.
And a suspicious death
There's blood all over.
sends troopers into the eye of the storm.
You know, Alaska has one of the highest rates of plane crashes.
It's a race to get there.
This
You're coming around the end back toward you. Get on the ground!
is Alaska State Troopers.
Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Do not move!
Welcome to Alaska.
The first was the white Honda four-door. He hit one of the pedestrians out of the car. I lost him.
We got a guy that struck an individual with a vehicle and then ran from us after his vehicle went into the ditch.
Gonna be out of Palmer. He's a red flag as an assaulted offender.
Turn.
I need a unit to go check on the individual that was struck. Get eyes on him.
This is kind of a high importance call. We've got a lot of units going with us. We're headed out to the location where the guy's at right now, and we're going to look for any signs that we may see of him.
3239, he went by us here. Hey, through the high school, through the high school.
I'm going to try and block off that way.
No, well, we start setting the perimeter now.
90, I'm coming up on the 90 now, and I'll the 19 to T32.
We need to find him.
49 to 19.
We've got him blocked in. We have to. We got here quick enough.
938.
You see anybody come running through here?
Sure.
All right.
Right, over there. 10. He's going in the backside of the parking lot. He's running through now. This is our guy. He just ran across the road.
42 copies. The car's parking lot will be going around the back.
I'm in the back. He's on the MO right now.
He's coming around the end back towards you. Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Come on. Do not move! If you're talking, you're breathing. All right, search him while he's on the ground. As good as we can.
29, 1 to 10.
He's bleeding. Why were you running, man? What's your name, bud? Here's his wallet. Got a lot of cash on him. No identification.
Get up. Stand up. Sit up.
All right, ready? On your feet.
Check that left side.
Check it out.
Right here. Go to the back seat. Look at these lights warming there. Take a seat. Check you out.
This guy was leaving the bar, hit a pedestrian, and Trooper Frederick tried to stop him. He took off. He was going at a high rate of speed. Right downtown was still crashed his vehicle into the ditch. Well, he did a number on her, didn't he?
Good job, man.
He's got multiple felony charges going against him right now. Most likely felony assault with car, felony eluding ×2. We got him. He's going to go to jail, and that was a great ending for us. It couldn't happen any better.
Over 400 miles west.
This morning, we got a call from VPSO in Hooper Bay, stated that medical emergency services needed to respond to the house immediately. They found blood on the floor. They found a male, an adult male with a knife in his chest, and they found an unresponsive infant, 2 to 3 month old infant, and a highly intoxicated female. Sounds like a possible detailed investigation, so we're gonna go out there and try to not leave any stone unturned.
But getting to Hooper Bay, 150 miles west, is a mission in itself.
We've had some unfavorable weather conditions, 50-knot winds been reported in Hooper Bay, and I believe they have a low cloud ceiling as well. So we need to go and get out there before it gets worse.
Good to go? Yeah.
whiteout conditions force the pilot to drop to a dangerous altitude of just 700 feet. And in this weather, landing may be impossible.
It looks dull right now, but if it gets any worse, as we progress out there, might not make any difference. Still, 50-50 chance here. Oh, crap. That's all. Let the wind stay down on the surface. We're landing, right?
They meet up with Village Public Safety Officer James Holscher.
I responded straight to the residence, and when I got there, the residence right here, this is north. I walked in, there's blood all over it.
But troopers can't get inside the house to look for more clues just yet.
Possible homicide occurred. The residence belongs to the male who is at this point incapacitated, so we can't get a knowing and free waiver consent from him to look in the house or go in the house to do a detailed investigation. So at this time, I'm going to be applying for a search warrant.
But a warrant can take hours. So Village Public Safety officers surround the house.
We're protecting the crime scene. We've been doing the rotations every hour, so we want to make sure nobody gets hypothermic all day. We've been rotating with each other, standing out here in this terrible weather.
It's about 7:15 in the evening. We'll keep going until there's no more stones to overturn. The search warrant now has been faxed to Bethel and waiting for the judge to sign it and get that back. Once we get that, our plan is to go and execute that search warrant at the house and just look for further signs of evidence for our investigation here.
Several hours later, they finally receive the go-ahead to search the house.
It's 10 hours. We're going to go ahead and execute the warrant on the residence. You're just going to clear the residence, make sure there's absolutely nobody inside. State Troopers with a search warrant! Coming through! State Troopers with a search warrant! And it looks like it's clear. Oh boy. Jesus Christ. All right, this is tough. Absolutely tough. Lots of blood spatter. The blood appears to be coagulated on the couch. That has some red staining on it, which could or could not be blood, and also a napkin on the lazy boy that could be stained red for blood. Well, should we get some gloves on, yo, and see what we can do? That's just eerie.
Troopers compile the evidence for analysis, and the investigation will continue.
Based upon our investigation that we found, we believe the knife incident was a self-inflicted incident. He believed that the mother of the child was blaming him for the death of the infant, and that was too much for him to bear, which caused him to attempt to take his own life. The infant who had died in this incident, she'll be flown to the medical examiner's office to determine her cause of death. We try to remain professional about some of the atrocities that we do see. I'm human. They hit me hard, particularly when someone has children, because in my opinion, children are almost always true victims.
Out near the Arctic Circle, Trooper Vic A heads to the edge of the continent to capture a wanted man.
We're headed to pick up a flight in one of the smaller coastal villages. Kivalina is one of them. Trying to pick up a felony warrant for sexual abuse of a minor. We had intel that he was holding up in that village, so we're going to try to find him. Welcome to Alaska. You always got to take the weather into factor. You know, Alaska has one of the highest rates of, hate to say, but plane crashes. A nasty storm could come in at any time. That's going to shut us down for a while. The weather can turn south in a moment's notice. There are not a lot of villages between Kotzebue and where we're going.
If you need to land anywhere, it's going to be in the tundra somewhere. Real dangerous.
Kivalina is on the edge of the Chukchi Sea and surrounded by water.
It's one of those villages that's being threatened by global warming. Seems like every year the storms are getting worse, and they got more and more of the shoreline of these small villages. We have a small window to go up there and pick this guy up and get him back. I've never been in this town. Obviously, I don't know any of these people here, so it's going to be interesting. Okay, we're going to see if he's here. For all we know, he might have flown out. I told him I'd take about an hour, and he said the sooner the better. There's some freak storm coming in. We got a very limited amount of time.
He meets up with a local man.
How you doing?
To guide him through the village.
I gotta arrest somebody now. Okay, take him back to Kotzebue with me. I'll have to show you the paperwork. This guy. Who is this guy? That's a younger picture of him. Is that somebody you know?
That's my...
Well, I don't mean to put you in an awkward position, but he's here. Is he gonna be a problem?
Pretty sure.
Okay, well, this is the guy we gotta arrest. It's up to you how you want to handle it. If you could show me his house, and you could just keep walking.
And I can take you to the Sparta City, and we can clean it out from there.
Okay, well, let's just go ahead and do that. I hope he's there, because we're running out of time.
You see all these three stories right here in front of the blue house? And right across, it's the house there.
Okay. All right, thanks for your help. Appreciate it. Good. Hey, how you doing? You can sure got a lot of kids here. Yeah. Can we close the door? You're going to have to go back with me tonight, okay? Because you got a warrant for your arrest. For sexual abuse of a minor with a 14-year-old girl, I guess. So I got to take you in. It's a small village, okay? So I'm going to make a deal with you, okay? I don't want to embarrass you in any way. For whatever you did, that's something you're going to have to answer for. But when we walk out of here, I'm not going to put you in handcuffs till we get to the plane, okay? That way nobody in town has to know why you went with me. And don't try to flee or don't try to run. Okay? You're going to walk with me like you're just going with me, and that's it. Is that a deal? You understand what we're trying to do? Okay. So let's go get your clothes and so we can get up in the air in case that crazy weather acts up again. I'll fly him out of here before it gets too dark. So how long have you been here in the village? All your life? Yeah. Had any caribou in this area? Up here. Even now, in the winter? Yeah. Just go ahead and sit on that seat. Make sure you put that belt around you.
Trooper A takes the suspect on a 30-minute flight back to Kotzebue to go before the judge. Over 500 miles southeast in the Matsu Valley, troopers are on a different sort of manhunt, and harsh conditions add to the urgency.
Probably 1019 the area of Burma Road, and I'm going to see if I can find any signs of it.
We had a snow machiner who kind of got turned around a few times, and then he tried to get his snow machine going, and he got it stuck in the snow. He has no idea where he's at, so he's staying put now, but we need to find him. We're at about 10, 15 degrees right now. It's snowing quite a bit. You can get hypothermia 20 degrees ago.
The good thing was we were able to get a GPS location on this guy, so we know his general area.
Dispatch tracks him through his cell phone signal, but it only gives the man's location within an 8-mile radius.
If this guy doesn't have a fire, or if any way that we're able to see him, it's a needle in a haystack.
He reaches the location where the signal was last strongest.
Nothing at all.
With the situation escalating, Sergeant Dan Cox joins in the search.
I couldn't locate any tracks.
Do we know which trail he took?
We do not.
Helpful to know. I'm gonna cruise around the area and just check and see if we can't come up with his vehicle. I've done a lot of search and rescues where, unfortunately, it's not a search and rescue, it's a body recovery. D28 for Echo Victor 3-8.
Goes back to...
That's not our guy. I hate to say it, but if he's not prepared, he could already be dead.
Calhoun tries calling the man to get more information on his whereabouts.
Hey, it's Trooper Calhoun. Can you hear me? You still there? Now his cell phone's dead. It was a good situation until everything went wrong.
That's it right there. Nikon Finger 6. I believe this is a subject's vehicle.
This vehicle comes back to...
That's our guy. That's our vehicle. Yeah, nobody's been out here.
The man's nowhere to be found.
We know where he was trying to come back to. We know what trails he was probably taking. It shortens our search area.
Right now, we're kind of out of resources until morning. The weather's not good enough for our helicopter. We can't send out snow machines for about another 9 hours. This guy's gonna have to sit tight before we can get out there to him. He's in for a fight of his life tonight.
Early the next morning, pilot Mel Nading takes to the skies in search of the missing man.
We're here on the Point McKenzie trailhead. We received report of a snow machiner that went missing late last night, and we got called this morning to come out and possibly go look for him. There's Mel right there. He located the guy. Right now the helo's bringing the guy to us. He thought he wasn't going to be prepared, but ended up braving it out. How's it going, partner?
Appreciate it.
Triple winner. Was it storming last night?
Couldn't see from here to that ski.
Right on.
And I kept crashing in. That's why I had to make camp.
Okay.
I got too wet digging myself out. I was so, I don't even know where I was so messed up.
We're just going to give him a ride back to his vehicle. It's a peaceful resolution to a possible bad situation.
Just south in Girdwood, Trooper Howie Peterson's on the hunt for a suspect with a warrant.
This guy is someone that was involved with a motor vehicle collision the other day. He took off before I could show up, for good reason too. He's got a warrant. $1,500, drive while license suspended, and I know he's still working down there, so I might just go back there and pay him a visit. We'll get his rifle, give me a little backup. That's our guy. That's our guy. I've arrested him before. You probably have also. He's a Wasilla guy. Okay. And we'll go check it out. It's a long driveway onto a piece of property that they're going to see you coming. Thinking if anyone runs off, it's going to be back to the right into the woods. Look at all these cars parked here. Hey. What? Where's... Not here. Is he working on the other side over here? I think so. Here in Girdwood?
The guy is upstairs, and he's probably got one of those other two
That's what they think he's on them. All right.
3297 times 2.
We're going to boogie on down there, and his buddies are on the cell phone warning him. It's a race to get there. remember if that goes down. I don't know. Is this it right here on the right? 552. Is this the right area?
Yeah.
This is hunting in Alaska. How's it going? Looking for... Bye-bye. Yeah. You got your ID on you?
Yeah.
You know you got a warrant?
No, I don't.
You don't know that?
No, I don't.
You do.
Okay, I haven't heard anything.
Hey, where you going?
I'm not sorry. I'm just setting that down to the ground.
Go ahead and put your wallet away. I'm going to place you in handcuffs. We got to take you in and get the warrant taken care of, okay?
All right.
All right. You have anything on you I need to know about? Any kind of weapons? Anything illegal? I mean, I could smell the marijuana on you. And I see you reaching for your left pocket.
I don't have anything on me, sir. So.
Why do I smell marijuana on you?
Did you smoke earlier today?
No, sir.
I mean, if you
just be honest with me. You just dump it in the garbage when you walked over there?
No, sir. I just grabbed me the shovel.
And I'm going to check this garbage sack out here real quick. He walked over here, throwing something away. Smell marijuana on him, so he threw it out or not. All right, let's go on this way. I think he dropped something in the garbage when he went over there. It smelled marijuana. He probably threw his pipe in there. He heard me call his name. Didn't want to turn around until after he threw away whatever he was throwing away. Of course, there's a bottomless pit inside that garbage. Another day, another warrant.
Later that night,
We're just headed to a welfare check, and this truck's kind of driving a little recklessly in front of us.
Hang up 39.
Hey, sir, how you doing? Trooper Calhoun, State Troopers. Pulling you over because you're sliding all over the place.
Two-wheel drive. I didn't know that.
Okay, but you did it like 4 or 5 times. Any guns, knives, weapons, anything like that in here? What do you got?
I have AK there and a pistol there that I just bought.
You have an AK-47. Okay.
Sure, I do.
Sit tight there, okay? I might want to secure that a little better. It's kind of getting ready to fall out of the car.
When you run me,
Okay.
I am a felon. I'm allowed to have firearms.
You have a handgun also. Sit tight right here. Guy's not messing around. Had one in the chamber. It's never a good sign.
Calhoun runs the man's name to see if the guns are legally registered.
2729. Also have 2 1032s when you clear a copy. First is a 32 Tomcat. Second is an AK-47.
That just shows that he is a felon. Original arrest appears to be anything monster. He's got an old wallet by his hand. However, he is valid.
He's an assaultive offender. Now he's allowed to have guns. Don't get out of your truck.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry, I know it's an unusual thing to find somebody with an AK-47.
Hey, it's a nice gun, but the thing I don't appreciate, though, is there was one in the chamber, okay?
I disagree.
Absolutely not. 100% positive. You know, it might have been ignorance. You didn't know it was in there, but I'm positive there was one in there.
Understood.
Okay? All right. I put your guns on the back, okay? So don't get out of your truck till I put it here, okay? The AK-47 definitely packs a punch, to say the least. There was one in the chamber. It was ready to rock and roll. It definitely makes you a little nervous when someone has that kind of a gun with them and they have that kind of a history. You don't go hunting with an AK-47.
Back out in the western frontier, it's early morning in Antioch. And Trooper Dave Russell prepares for a solo flight into another of Alaska's isolated villages.
Going to Holy Cross. There's been a break-in into the city office, about $1,300 stolen. Going up there to see if we can't figure out who took it.
But he's not just the only trooper on this call. He's also the pilot.
About 10 below. We have a limit. We're not to fly when it's colder than 25 below.
The frost that's on the leading edge of the wing can disrupt the airflow over the wing and disturb the lifting ability, so it's really critical to have a clean wing.
With only 5.5 hours of daylight, he must hurry.
Gotta get in here. If you ever would have a problem where you had to crash, chances of survival decrease by 50% between 20 below and 30 below. And if something would happen, the chances of having to be able to get to you are pretty low.
Safely on the ground, Russell wastes no time catching up with his local guide.
Trying to get out here for about 3 weeks, but the weather has just not been cooperative.
Sure appreciate the ride, man. Evan's been here all his life. He knows the top side of the roads and the bottom sides of the road.
Every village has key people. They know the stories, the talk. They know where people could be that we're looking for. They know the routine of the community, and it saves a lot of time on tracking people down.
You want me to wait out here?
If you don't mind.
Okay.
His first stop is the village tribal office.
They just pried the front door, they just pried it out.
What building was it that got broken into?
The bingo hall.
Was anything missing besides money?
Just the money and matchbox.
How much was taken?
They said the bingo jackpot, and that's usually over 1,000.
So who's in charge of it? Who's looking after it?
Right now we don't have a bingo manager. She is fired.
I do appreciate it.
Thanks, good to see you.
The bingo money was intended to pay for a funeral.
A lot of times what they do is they raise money with bingos when there's deaths in the community. Where's your brother staying?
He's at his own place.
Yeah. Well, then we'll be going to his place.
We go there first, yeah?
Yep.
His only lead is the relative of the bingo manager, fired earlier that month.
We got an hour and a half before we start, and it's one of those cases where the more we dig and the more we pry, we're liable to come up with something. Hey, where's Have you seen around? Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Hello, hello. Is here?
No.
You sure he's not here? No idea where he is.
Unable to find the first suspect, Russell turns his attention toward the suspected accomplice.
Okay, what I'm here to talk to you about is the bingo money. Trying to figure out not if you did it, but what your motivation was for taking it.
Yeah, somebody did take it,
That's right.
but it wasn't me.
You had the key.
I didn't break the law.
Did they tell you that there's been cameras that were installed? Did anyone tell you that? Well, they discreetly put some cameras up that no one knew about. Here's another tidbit of truth. Your brother was involved.
If he did something wrong, and I know he did, I wouldn't hide it. And I'm not hiding myself either.
Here's the thing. The film and the witnesses say you had a lot to do with it.
You want me to say it?
All I ask is the simple truth.
I don't know. I was.
You know a lot more than you're telling
I
me.
am trying to tell you the damn truth.
You're avoiding my question.
I don't know. I didn't take the box.
The suspect doesn't admit to the theft. And with the sun beginning to set, Russell's time runs out.
Ultimately, if you don't have any person who the guilt truly is on, that it makes it really hard to be able to get a real good conviction. We did as much interviewing as we could on our case, our theft case, and hopefully we can make contacts in the next few days with the other people who are involved. On to the plane.
Over 400 miles northeast in Alaska's interior, Trooper Keenan Mulvaney patrols the streets of Fairbanks.
33, we had a report of a drinking dispute gone wrong.
33, I'm 1019. A couple guys drinking together and they got a fight. We're responding with the sergeant and we'll be his backup. He's going to be by himself with two drunk guys. So it's kind of a who knows situation. The sergeant just got on scene. He just said roll EMS because there's injuries to one of the parties.
He hit me.
Okay.
I didn't hit him, Ferry.
You guys are over here drinking, just having a good time together.
Right.
And you guys start talking about white and native and this race
Right,
thing.
and then they started punching on me and saying, I hate white people. My jaw hurts real bad. You call it analyst?
Yep.
Feel it. You can feel it. You can feel the bone. Feel the bone?
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, it's broke.
Is there somebody in there, sir?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there's
I'll
gonna
go
be
contact the door. State Troopers.
Yes, sir.
So what happened today?
I just got home and this gentleman come. He's got a jug of whiskey almost down. I asked him to leave, and that's when he grabbed me and hit me, and I hit him in the jaw.
In the jaw?
I blocked his hits, otherwise he'd have had me all over the face.
His injuries obviously weren't from getting struck with a fist.
They grabbed onto each other. That guy tried to punch this guy. He just needs to go.
Troopers determined the homeowner acted in self-defense.
I'm sure sorry for the inconvenience.
No, that's okay.
They take the injured man to the hospital. Minutes later, Mulvaney gets a call about an ongoing investigation.
We've received a tip from a neighbor that a suspicious vehicle is parked in the driveway of 2 houses that burned down within the last couple weeks, and they've been ruled arson. This is kind of a thing we want to check out to see if it's somebody coming back to look at their handiwork, or people will burglarize houses just to steal copper. In Fairbanks, they get dollars on the pound for it. So we're basically going to do a surprise attack. We'll just drive right up behind them and put all our lighting on. 33 on 1023. How you doing, sir? You live around here? Sir? You understand that this place was involved in an arson, right?
What? Okay.
You might not want to be on the property that's, involved in a crime.
Still?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought they were done. I've seen them around.
You taking copper out or something?
So I was just getting some copper out of it, yeah.
Did they give you permission to take copper?
No, but I don't need it. They're family. They're my family, man. I mean, I have no contact them. There ain't going to be a problem with them.
I'm going to go make a phone call, and then I'll get you going here in just a minute.
Okay.
This is Trooper Mulvaney with the State Troopers. Do you know, does he have permission to be at your property taking copper out of the burned out houses? I just caught him doing that. Okay, I'll do that. He doesn't want you to be here right now, not at all. He wants you to put the copper back. He doesn't want to charge you with theft or anything, but it is theft.
That's a good, it's not, man. This family.
But you don't have any legal right to the property. Put the copper back. If the copper comes up missing, there'll be a problem, okay? Nothing to saying that he won't come back here, but if he does, he could go to jail for criminal trespass.
The next morning, the plummeting temperatures sent Fairbanks into a deep freeze. But wildlife trooper Justin McGinnis still has a job to do.
We're going to go to the White Mountains area, make sure that trappers are trapping in accordance with state laws and regulations.
For many, trapping is an essential part of living in the Alaskan wilderness.
It's still a source of income, just like early Alaska, and people still go out and run trap lines for fur markets. And for some, it's a recreational pastime, much the same way that hunting and fishing is.
Today's patrol will take him far beyond the reaches of civilization.
We'll be 40 or 50 miles to Fairbanks. From there, we'll be 25 to 30 miles off the road system. So we'll be out of radio range and cell phone range.
I always carry an axe, snowshoes, and a shovel. Got a sleeping bag and a tarp, flare, some dry underlayers, fuel for my stove.
Just because it's 40 below doesn't mean you can't go out and do your job. Still got to go out and do it. Fairbanks, 5 to 25. 10-8 on the Steve's Highway, Snow Machine Patrol. We'll be leaving radio range.
McGinnis enters the Alaskan backcountry alone. If he does encounter lawbreakers, chances are they'll be armed.
This is uniquely Alaskan. People going out and having fun at 40 below. Trapping is something that a lot of us do. I do it. A lot of folks I know trap. Goes back, the early trappers that used to come up here and cut out trails and make a living trapping all winter.
What we'll be looking for is identifying trap lines, who they belong to, and making sure that they're using legal bait. Well, this is a box set for Martin. We've got a duck wing here as a visual attractor. And then Martin will come with the tree here, and as he goes up in there, see there's a trigger, trip the trap, and it'll catch them, similar to the way like a big mouse trap. What you see in the tracks here, leading up to it are our fox tracks. A lot of fox around here, knock them up and poke around and see if they can get a free meal as well.
But in a nearby trap, one fox wasn't so lucky.
This is a red fox in a marten pole set, so kind of cool. No more free meals for him. Come in 16 miles, a little further to go. He's caught a marten here. 1.5 long string up here in the bait in this tub. Marten comes up and catches his foot in there. They trap the marten for their furs, and there's a fur market. Catches all these marten, he takes them home and skins them and stretches them and sends them off to any number of fur buyers. And for some people, that's a legitimate source of income.
Out here in 40 below conditions, troopers have to get creative with their heat sources.
We have this neat little thing here that cooks our lunch for us. It's attached to the exhaust manifold. The heat from the exhaust manifold will heat it up while you're riding down the trail. Looks like some burritos in this case. Let's go eat some man. 6 hours of patrol, back safely with all of our fingers and toes. Everything looked good out there today. Except they're all within regulation, so I'm gonna build a fire, eat lunch real quick. Look at my office out there. Alaska's a beautiful place, even at 39 below. So our job as wildlife troopers to go out and protect the resource and to make sure that laws are being enforced. Best job in the world.